Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre and today is part 1 of my goal setting for 2019. Part 2 will be on Sunday, so if you'd like to make sure that you get that, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like this sort of video and we'll get on with it. I have used the term goal setting, but only really because it's what everybody says at this time of the year. And believe me, the thing is that I am so not one of those new year, new me things. I quite like the old me. I'm not vain, I'm not a narcissist. I've been working on me for a long time. And to be honest, if I wasn't quite happy with me by now, I should just give it away. Does it mean I think I'm perfect? Absolutely not. But who cares what perfect is and who gets to decide anyway? That's my life and I like it. I really like my life. So it isn't about me saying to you, hey, do a new year, new you. This is me saying, if you've got dreams or a vision of where you would like to be that is different from where you are now, or something that you gave away because you weren't at the right stage or age for it to be normal, and oh boy, I won't get started on normal because I think normal is massively overrated. In this world, normal can mean 5 to 6 hours a day sitting watching Netflix. We're not going there. So if you gave something away when you were young, or when you were older, or because you're older, this is the time to revisit it and see if it's still sitting there waiting for you to come back to it. A special dream or vision of what you would like to do. I don't care if you want to be a hang glider or a rock climber or a paddleboarder. Actually, I quite like to do paddleboarding. It's on my list. Or write a novel or start a business. Anything that you've put aside because you weren't at the right stage or the right age, then this is the place you need to be. Because what I'm going to talk about today is finding that again. Putting that bit of juice and a bit of drive under your dreams and getting them started again. I've got contacts in, so I have to use reading glasses. I know, the things that... And lots of notes. So I told you I'm going to have to get on with this because I don't want it to be a feature length, as it's only part 1. Now we've talked about what happened in 2018, what worked, what didn't work so well, the challenges of 2018, and the things that you really were very happy with. So I think keep that in mind because that gives you an idea of where your strengths and your enjoyment and things lie so that you can get on with enjoying the life. For me, I needed to sort out what I was going to bring you today, and because of that I had to really dig down and see what it was that I wanted to share with you. It's not goals and resolutions, and it's not being normal. For me, I ended up in a dream. I didn't plan a YouTube tribe, and believe me, I am so grateful. This is a good time to say I am so grateful to every one of you out there. I love this tribe of people who are just so generous and kind and optimistic and see possibilities, and I love it. So how did I end up here? Well, this is a wee bit of one of those things that you've got to take faith in yourself and what you are seeing with your eyes, and that gives you something back. So I started this channel because I wanted to teach myself how to edit film, because I wanted to film an online course how to DIY your own home renovation. Or if you didn't want to DIY it, then I really deeply believe that you should KIY, know it yourself, so that you know the difference between a good builder and a good tradesperson and a cowboy, cowgirl, I don't care, cow person. I think that a lot of the disasters that happen with renovations happen because of the client's lack of knowledge, and where are they going to get it from? So that was what I was here for. I was here to teach myself to edit, and I made it public because I wanted to make myself accountable for pushing myself out of my comfort zone and learning a new skill that I would then use for doing the course. Let me know if you would ever actually think about paying for a course like that, and I will put it on the list for 2019. It's done. I just have to film it. But yes, that was going to be my new little business. So it started and people started watching. And that was surprising in itself. And then I had the downsizing process from going from a very large family home to this apartment. So I used my YouTube channel, you guys, as my accountability buddies for going through that process. And I made a video mostly a day and did 30-day challenges for myself to push myself to get this thing done. And by the end of it, a lot of people were watching and were asking questions about things. So I kept going, and then I moved here, and well, the rest is history. So when you are thinking about your dreams and goals and visions and things that you might like to do in 2019 or start doing, don't put yourself on a Roman road. Don't just charge along down that one path and stick to it, whatever, because you said you're going to. There's a difference between using self-control, whatever, discipline, and sticking to your decisions, and missing opportunities that turn up along the way. So while I would say, yes, try not to be distractible, because hey, I am distractible, but sometimes it's those little tangents that you can go off on, as I did. When you're going down a river and you see a beautiful little tributary and you go, would be nice to go under there, and you go under there and you find that you're in the world of Molly and Ratty and the wind and the willows, and it's a beautiful moment. So I would say, don't lock yourself in. Let your dream, your vision, take you in that direction that you want to go, and be open for a little magic. Always leave room for magic in your life. I do think that sometimes life pops things up that if you're not in the right mind frame, you won't recognize. When you stumble over them, you'll just pick yourself up and keep going in a straight line. Whereas, in fact, if you just look down to see what it was that you're falling over, it may have been a life changer. Right. So that's the first sort of thing. Step one, do find your vision, but do always leave that little room for magic. Step two, now this is a big one. This is actually one of those things that drives your dream. Now, I'm not sure if anybody has watched my bullet journal set up for 2019. I have those little hexagons, and I have 3 together. And the first is what, and the second is why, and the third is how. And that's basically what I'm looking at today. This is the why. It's the power that's going to drive you to your destination. It's like putting gas in your car, and that's the why you're wanting to do it. This is where you tie your dream to your heart, to your emotions, because we are emotional computers. That's what sets us aside from the robots and from the algorithms. We have feelings, and that will be our saving, in the future, because there will be jobs that robots cannot do. They don't feel, they don't tie things to their heart. Their motivation isn't driven from emotion. If it's something that you love, that you connect to your heart. Maybe you gave up art when you were at school because everybody told you maths was more important, maths and science. You're fine at those, do those, give up the art. And you've always had a little part of you that had wished that people had supported the fact that you loved your art. But for whatever reason, you've got some more time, and maybe you can go back to it. Maybe, in fact, you can then find an area that is special for you. I remember seeing years ago a couple who had made a wonderful business tied to the things that they loved. They loved the old houses from the Art Deco era, and I've forgotten what era what it's actually called in the States, and they were making the tiles to go in kitchens and bathrooms and tiled areas, utility areas, and they were designing them with their clients, and they were turning their love of art, and they learnt all of the requirements of how to fire tiles and how to use the glazes, and the work they were doing was exquisite. And they were customizing it for people that for their clients, and for people who loved their homes the way that they loved the arts and craft era. I remembered it. There we go. So they were customizing tiles for the arts and craft era houses, and they were in, I think, San Francisco. Well, they just had clients forever, and their passion for those types of houses and had combined with their love of art, and they had gone out and they had found the knowledge on how to do the firing, to make the tiles, to create these beautiful little pieces that then were very, very special to other people. And that was an emotional connection. That was not cold hard business. That was very personal, very much tied to emotion. I thought it was fabulous. Hence, all these years later, it was probably on this old house. All of these years later, I remember it. I can remember the colours that the glazes were when they painted them on, and how they changed in the kiln to, it was magic anyway. So if anybody else remembers that one, let me have a shout out on that. So tie it to your emotions. Step 3, and this is where it gets really big. This is the how. So of my little hexagons in my bullet journal, this is the third one. You've got the where, you've got the why, and this is it. You need to support yourself towards that goal, towards your goals, towards that vision, that dream, whatever. And the way I'm doing this year is I've chosen my word of the year. Look, if it's good enough for Melinda Gates to have a word of the year. Hers was grace last year, by the way. Don't know what it is this year. Haven't read that article yet. But mine for this year is balance. Because I think balance allows everything to work well together. It doesn't mean a reduction. It just evens things out so everything gets supported and works together. Think of a machine in balance and it's working beautifully. That's what I'm thinking of. So for me, how do you find balance? For me, it's always going to be healthy eating, supporting my physical body. It's sleep. And I think sleep supports everything. The physical body and your mind in particular. And and I'm not good at this. And I'm not good at it for a number of reasons, but one of them is entirely my own fault, is that I do not put my phone away. I have to put my phone in another room. I don't know, now I've got my watch. So it's sort of like, maybe that's cheating, maybe I have to put my watch in another room as well. Anyway, that's what I have to stop. We've got healthy eating, we've got sleep, definitely exercise. Look, it doesn't have to be going to the gym 7 days a week. Ask yourself, what is a realistic target? Is it 3 days a week? Maybe. Well, halve it, maybe, or take some down, reduce it. Take it down to 2 days a week. Would you guarantee you'll go 2 days a week? Oh, I'll try. No, let's take it down. Everybody can do 1 day a week. So you'll say, yes, I'll do 1 day a week. Start from there. Get out and walk, a decent walk. I mean, heart rate up, pushing yourself to going a bit faster than you naturally would if you're just wandering with a girlfriend. Those are the things that change your life, because as soon as you've done it once, you want to do it again. And that's how I see exercise. And tied very much to these other three is mood. Look, I was born lucky. I know this. I was born robust and optimistic, and I am one of those people. Pop me down, I bounce straight back up again. Well, maybe not straight back up, but I do bounce up, and I bounce up with a smile. And I am naturally a cheerful, optimistic person, and that is a gift, and I know it, and I appreciate it, and I nurture it. But if you're not one of those people, if you are not naturally like that, and you wake up feeling grumpy, well, have a little system for just telling yourself it's okay. You take a little bit of time to get going in the morning. You're not in a bad mood. You're not grumpy, really. Your brain is waking up. You are one of those people that just takes a little longer. And so don't stamp yourself as saying somebody that, oh, I wake up grumpy and that's me for the rest of the day. No, you can wake up and say, oh, I've taken a bit of time to wake up. That's the way my physiology works. But I'm a cheerful person, and by the time I wake up, have my shower, have a bit to eat, maybe you just like to have a bit of breakfast before you do that, or go for a walk or something. Now, if you get in there and stop telling yourself you're grumpy and you're in a bad mood, or that's just the way I am, start saying to yourself, no, it's just my brain waking up, or it's just my brain feeling a bit tired because a lot has been going on and it hasn't been particularly good. Be kind to yourself. Let yourself know that you are actually a cheerful and pretty even-mooded sort of person. Maybe you don't have big highs, but you don't have big lows. Balance, remember. So I'd say tie those things tie those things together, and you've got 4 things that you can work on, because I really do think you can work on mood. I don't think it gets poured down over you in the morning. I really do think that you can be in charge of it by recognizing it, by picking up on the hints that your body's giving you and responding to them. Now, part of this is what then feeds back in to that energy that keeps you on track for your dream, for your vision, for your goal. And part of that is who you believe you are. What sort of person are you? For example, with my YouTube channel, I started it for one reason, it morphed into something else, and now I'm passionate about the something else. The something else now is that I get to share, and I've been told over and over and over again that it is of value, that I'm sharing something of value, that my life lessons and the way that I go about things helps sometimes to inspire or motivate or uplift or do something for my wonderful tribe of subscribers and people who come along and are surprised and stay. And now that is my reason for doing it. By inspiring you, I have inspired myself, and it has become part of my identity. And I now proudly say, when people say, what do you do? I forget all the other stuff and I say, I'm a YouTuber. And they say, really? A YouTuber? I mean, age, stage, you know, all of those things that normal. Remember we talked about normal? Not a big, I'm not a fan of normal. And I say, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. And they go, what do you do? And I say, I motivate and I inspire, and I have formed a community of people online who are part of a group of people who see themselves as still growing and developing and chasing goals and finding their dreams and being able to get through really, really tough times. And I know that many of us are in the older range, and with that come a lot of things for many people. They come with some real issues. I know people who are raising grandchildren for various reasons. I know people who are coping with their own poor health and their partner's poor health. I know people coping with very bad divorces or separations or whatever, with the loss of parents or parents needing care, all of these sorts of things. So many people inspire me, and I'm really happy to be one of them, even if it's just by being cheerful and cleaning my house and organising things sometimes and doing a bit of DIY, which I will get back to. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for today. Anything more is going to be a bit of overload. On Sunday I want to talk about the things that can help you by taking decisions away. So I'll do daily routines, my evening and morning routine, my weekly routines, the things that fit into different days, my monthly routine, these sorts of things. So that's something I'll do on Sunday if you would like to come along and subscribe. I'd love you to join me on Instagram and tag me with hashtag Team Balance 2019 and just post a little pic of you doing something or a picture of something that you dream of, or anything that is related to your life in balance for this year. And any other word. Let me know any other word. You still use the same hashtag because that'll alert me to it. But let me know if you've got other words that are going to be your word of 2019, because other people may get real inspiration from that too, and it's really nice to spread it around. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Sunday with part 2 of this little mini series. And I hope that whatever you're doing, that you're having a lovely time in this beautiful fresh new year, and I will see you then. Bye.